Okay, after you have watched the how to read a tape measure video, you are going to come in here and you're going to set up your artboard using what we call guides. Now these guides are going to help you control the bleed inside Illustrator. So I showed you how to set it up or how to turn on the bleed marks on the outside of your artboard. Okay, but when we print something and we send it to the printer, I have recently learned that you need to actually, in Illustrator, you have to use the guides in order to set up your bleed marks um, in Illustrator. So usually when we send something to the printer, a lot of times we'll use another program called InDesign, which we will be using, just not right this second. And that automatically sets your bleed line exactly how you need it. So I'm going to show you how to do that in Illustrator. So it is done properly. So we're going to create a new file and we are going to name this is going to be for your business card. So we're going to name it first initial last name underscore business card. And a typical business card size is 3.5 by 2 inches. We are going to have to add a 1/4 of an inch to our card on the top and bottom. Okay. And left and right sides. So we're going to make it 3.75 inches by 2.25 inches. Okay, you're going to give it 2 artboards. You're going to go ahead and we can probably turn this off. We're going to leave it on. So we're going to leave the 1/4 inch or the 1/8 inch all the way around. So 0.125 is also 1/8 of an inch. Your color mode is going to be CMYK. And your raster is all going to be defaulted to high 300. We're going to hit create. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like when you first set it up. You are going to turn on your rulers. The shortcut is Command or Control R. Okay, or you can go to View and then Rulers, Show Rulers. We're just going to do Command or Control R. When you first set it up, you want to make sure that it is set to inches and not pixels. So I'm going to right click with my mouse right here on the ruler. Doesn't matter where, any number is fine. But you're going to right click and you're going to hit inches. This will change it to inches. Now you can see this is 0, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 2.5 inches, 3 inches, 3.5, and so forth. Okay. And the same goes for down the side. 0, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 2, 2.5 inches. Okay, and within those inch marks, you've got your 16ths, your 8ths, and your quarters, just like on the video. Okay, so you just got to look a little harder because they're kind of hard to see because they're pretty small. All right, so we are going to set our guides around our artboard. So in Illustrator, I have looked and for some reason, I don't know why, but it's not letting me use, when I go to view and guides, it won't let me pull it up this way and type in a number. So what we have to do is use our ruler. So we're going to click and hold the click down and drag a line until we get to 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to click and drag and let go. And now I have this blue line. This is not going to print. It's just showing you, hey, don't put any important information beyond this line. Okay. So if you look right here, it's kind of hard to see, but this is 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to repeat that process for the bottom. Get as close to that 1/8 inch mark that you can. You can also, if I click here, my y-axis, that's running across, okay? If I go to window and then properties, I can pull this up. So I want this to be at 1.125. So I'm going to type in 125. Oops, that was not what I wanted. 0.125 and then tab. Okay, that's perfect. It's exactly where it needs to be. So this one is going to be at 2 and let's see, 125. I don't think it's not going to be 125. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, so 2 and 125, 0.125. Okay, so if this is your y-axis, This is your x-axis. I am terrible at math and I did not understand this until I started using these measurements in Illustrator and on my laser. So it's really important that you learn how to read these measurements, okay? And the difference between X and Y. All right, so I'm going to click and hold on this side, and I'm going to pull over to 1/8 of an inch. Let go. I'm going to do the same for the other side. Click and drag over. So sometimes you might be able to feel it snapping to where it needs to go. So it'll feel like it just kind of lets go on that line. So I'm going to click and I'm going to go on this side and do this one. Same thing. And then one more on the end. So get as close to that mark as you can. You can, like I said, you can use the properties panel if you want to be super duper precise. All right, so there is my setup. The next thing I'm going to do is start designing my business card. So I don't want any important information to go beyond my bleed marks. I can have a background color, I can have like patterns or whatever it is, but no text, no important pieces of my logo. Okay, so I'm going to place my logo on this front part. This is going to be your the front. It should have your logo and your business name, or just your logo is fine. You can add decorative elements if you wanted to, like if I wanted to make a pattern of paws or something to reflect my brand, I could do that. And then on this side, you are going to put another copy of your logo, just a smaller version, somewhere. I don't care where. Do not copy mine, okay? And then you're going to have your text. So your text should be your name, your business name, a phone number, an email, maybe a website, and then social media, Instagram and LinkedIn. I don't know. Okay. Or you could put TikTok or something. Okay. So now it doesn't all have to be lined up, and I don't want to see it like this. Okay. You're talking about hierarchy. What is the most important piece of information on here? Probably my business name. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my business name by itself. Oops. And make it a little bit bigger than everything else. Oh my goodness, what is going on with my computer? Okay, so this is going to be all by itself, and then I can make this bigger. I can make it bold. Don't be afraid to change your text. It should reflect what your business feeling is, right? The vibe of your business. And then you can have, I would put like proximity. I would put your name, email, and website together. Maybe your name and phone number together, and then your email and your website together, and then your Instagram and your two social medias together. Okay, so we call that proximity. Have some other elements, decorative elements on here to make your card more enticing. So look at the examples that we've talked about in Classroom and see if you can come up with something really cute and or cool and fun and something that represents the brand, the feeling of your business. Okay, when you're done, you're going to save your file in a new folder, title it inside your project folder. Create a new folder and title it Business Cards. And you're going to save your Illustrator file. Then you're going to go back and save your PDF. Okay, and then hit save. You will turn both of those files into Google Classroom. I believe it should come with two. When you do a PDF, it may not look like it, but it does. Okay. All right, so turn both of those files into Google Classroom. Make sure you have some decorative elements, some color, your logo, and all of this other information. Okay, how are you going to lay this out? Don't just type it in a straight line. I mean, I want it in a straight line, but maybe put this stuff down here. And let's see. Wow, that was terrible. Don't do that. What is wrong with me today? Let's see. So what if I went my Instagram handle and then my LinkedIn handle right next to each other? Maybe put some sort of divider in between them, you know, so people know, hey, this is my Instagram handle. This is my LinkedIn. Okay, so don't forget the @ symbol. And then same for LinkedIn. If you do TikTok, make sure you could also use the icons from Instagram and TikTok, whatever. You can look for those logos and paste them in here. Just go to Google and type in Instagram logo, and you should be able to come up with a PNG or Instagram PNG logo, and you'll come up with those to add to your business card. Okay, so just by changing a few things, it already looks better. This would be, I would make this maybe not that big, but, and it would also depend on the elements that you have on your card. Okay. All right. So go ahead and make your business cards and get them turned into Classroom.